Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2015. This is Texan TV News live from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I'm Chanda Neal. Today's top stories. In campus news, members of the Tarleton State University Wildlife Society team were awarded first place in the Quiz Bowl competition at the 51st Annual Texas Wildlife Society Convention in Corpus Christi. The 9-member Quiz Bowl team, coached by Tarleton Assistant Wildlife Science Professor Dr. Heather Matthewson, brought home the championship trophy to Tarleton for the 4th time in 9 years. Winning the Quiz Bowl competition is a rigorous test of the students' knowledge in many disciplines, including cellular biology, genetics, statistics, soil science, ecology, and taxonomy, among others. Tarleton students also won awards for research findings with 3rd place in oral presentations and 2nd and 3rd place in posters. In regional news, according to the Glen Rose Current, attorneys for Eddie Ray Routh, the former Marine sentenced to life in prison last week for murdering Chad Littlefield and Chris Kyle, the Navy SEAL sharpshooter, whose autobiography inspired the movie American Sniper, plan to appeal to overturn the jury's guilty verdict. The legal team filed a notice of appeal on Tuesday in Erath County District Court. One of Routh's attorneys, Warrant St. John of Fort Worth, told the New York Times last week that he believed more than half of the 12 jurors had seen American Sniper. The film was released 3 weeks before the trial started in Stephenville on February 11th. Although District Judge Jason Cashin said that seeing the movie would not disqualify people from serving as jurors, St. John said he thought it affected their ability to be fair and impartial. Last Tuesday, the jury of 10 women and 2 men found Routh guilty of capital murder. The 2-week trial, held under the security, attracted worldwide media attention. "We don't think that we got a fair trial in that small community. Not that there's not some good folks there," the Times quoted St. John as saying. "It's because of the publicity, and the movie came out right then, and the governor, right before we started the trial, had a Chris Kyle day. We thought it should be in a bigger jurisdiction where the jury pool would be more diverse than it was in Stephenville." The appeal will be filed with the 11th Court of Appeals in Eastland. Now for Texas, national, international, and sports news from the Associated Press. In Texas news, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Senate Education Committee Chairman Larry Taylor presented a package of bills including plans to issue an A through F grades for individual public schools rather than just giving letter grades to school districts, which lawmakers approved last session, and expanded online learning. There are also proposals linking teacher pay raises to annual evaluations and allowing parents to petition to close failing schools after just 2 years instead of the current 5. Taylor, a Republican from Friendswood, said that education is not a partisan issue. Texas State Teachers Association President Noel Chanda said in a statement that none of the proposals offered by Senator Taylor and the Lieutenant Governor would give teachers and students the time and reserves they needed to improve teaching and learning. Instead, the TSTA would like to see the lawmakers fully restore the $5.4 billion in cuts to the classroom approved in 2011. In national news, the Energy Department reported that the U.S. has so much crude oil that it is running out of places to put it, and that could drive oil and gasoline prices even lower in the coming months. For the past 7 weeks, the United States has been producing and importing an average of 1 million more barrels of oil every day than it is consuming. The extra crude is flowing into storage tanks, especially at the country's main trading hub in Cushing, Oklahoma, pushing U.S. supplies to their highest point in the last 80 years. If this keeps up, the storage tanks could approach the operational limits known in the industry as tank tops by mid-April, sending the price of crude oil and probably gasoline plummeting. The national average price of gasoline is $2.44 per gallon. That's $1.02 cheaper than last year at this time, but up 37 cents over the last month. Full tanks, or super low prices, are not a sure thing. New storage is under construction at Cushing, and there are large storage terminals near Houston, in St. James, Louisiana, and elsewhere around the country that will probably begin to take in more oil as prices fall far enough to cover the cost of transporting the oil. In national news, one of South America's most active volcanoes erupted early Tuesday in the southern Chile, spewing heavy smoke into the air as lava surged down its slopes, prompting authorities to evacuate thousands of people. 29-year-old Australian tourist Travis Armstrong said in a telephone interview that he's never seen a volcano erupt. It was spewing lava and ash in hundreds of meters into the air, and lightning was striking down on the volcano from the ash cloud that formed above the eruption. The Villarrica volcano erupted around 3 a.m. local time, according to the National Emergency Office, which issued a red alert and offered evacuations. Local media showed images of the heavy smoke and rivers of the lava. Authorities worried that mudslides caused by melting snow could endanger nearby communities, but no injuries were reported. In sports news, two people familiar with the deal told the Associated Press on Tuesday that the Philadelphia Eagles have agreed to trade LaShawn McCoy, their star running back, to the Buffalo Bills for linebacker Kiko Alonso. The people spoke under condition of anonymity because the team had not announced the deal. With McCoy's role diminished and his effectiveness waning, the Eagles reached the conclusion that it was better to pull the cord a year early rather than a year too late. The deal has been agreed to but can't be completed until the 2015 league season begins on March 10th. Today's broadcast was produced by Abby McCoy, Brittany Phillips, and Kelsey Pointer. You can watch Texan TV News live Monday through Friday at 12:30 on Northern Cable Channel number 9. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and to become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I'm Chanda Neal. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.